Well, you can't make the Italian Job without including the minis. The original really hung his hat on the minis, and not only the gold heist and the traffic jam, but the minis, they're just as important to the movie as the cast.
The Mini Coopers are a character in the movie. The Mini Cooper is introduced into our story because Stella, played by Charlize Theron, drives a classic Mini Cooper in Philadelphia. And she's a kind of a driving enthusiast, and when they realize they need a very small vehicle to get into certain tight spots as part of how they're planning on pulling the heist, they decide they're going to use the Mini Coopers.
When you set up this great traffic jam and this very smart, very clever gold heist, how are you going to get away? Only way you can get away is with the Mini Cooper.
The car featured in the movie is the Mini Cooper, and it's a new Mini Cooper that BMW has brought out as a Mini, separate company from BMW, but the Mini was the icon of the first movie. The similarities to this movie is we're using the Mini Cooper, but the new one, and all of the characters that drive it have loved it, and it really fits the tone of the picture.
I'm very lucky because I get to drive the classic in the beginning, and then I drive the new models, the coupe, and they're incredible. You have no idea. I mean, in the beginning, the classic, they had to customize for me because the first time I got in it, my knees were up here, and I was like, this is the car. And then I get in the coupe, and it's like, you know, I have to move the seat forward to like reach the pedals. They're incredibly comfortable.
Fun to drive. It's my worst nightmare being in the passenger seat because I'm not good in a stick shift in the passenger seat anyway, especially with all that movement and we're racing around and those things and, you know, doing some pretty hairy stunts. They actually even took a scene out of me driving with Charlize. I'm only in the car with her once in the passenger seat, and it's just us pulling up because she was like a sick driver. Most of that driving stuff she actually did on her own.
The Cooper S, there's two. I mean, I think Charlize is driving a Cooper S, which is slightly more brake horsepower and has a little bit of a quicker response off the mark. And yeah, they're quite fast. The biggest thing that stands out is the handling of them. You know, they're so responsive, and they're really cool to drive around.
We got 32 Mini Coopers that were actually kind of custom made by Mini Cooper for the movie.
We actually asked for 32 minis, and we used every single one of them. We crashed a ton of them, and we had actually a 24-hour body shop because we crashed so many minis that it required sending them to a body shop and kicking them out every 3 days.
There are 3 Mini Coopers in our movie. One's red, one's white, and one is blue. And we had multiples of each car. Some cars were specially rigged for jumps because there are a lot of stunts in the movie, so they had to have extra heavyweight suspensions. Some cars were rigged to have bullet hits and windows broken and things like that would happen during the action sequences. Other cars were hero cars that stayed pristine throughout the movie. Some cars we cut into sections to shoot in certain ways, lighten the weight. So, you know, it takes a lot of careful and strategic planning to use these cars in a variety of action sequences throughout the whole movie because obviously we don't shoot in continuity.
The movie's all real. Everything that the Mini Coopers do, everything that the picture cars do is for real. We're not doing any visual effects to enhance the movement of these cars. We're doing it all what the Mini Coopers will do.
I think one of the best moments in the movie with the minis is when they drive down the Walk of Fame and they avoid a lot of people. It's a crowded sidewalk, and they make a left turn and jump down these stairs. And the actors did this stunt, actually. They drove down the set of stairs and they make a quick right turn and avoid a bunch of pedestrians. They wouldn't allow us to shoot in the tunnels with cars that had combustion engines. So I said, okay, great. We'll just get electric minis and that'll be fine. We called BMW and they said, there aren't any electric minis. They don't exist. John Carpenter, my transportation coordinator, did a great job at figuring out engineering and building a trio of electric minis. The only electric minis that existed on the planet Earth. Again, it's one of my favorite moments with the minis because of the size. I mean, you can't imagine any other car doing this stunt except the minis.
You got yourself a sweet ride now, Charlie.